Hey guys, Ron here, and we finally hit 777,777 subscribers. So that logically means it's time for a room tour, I guess. I mean, it's where I make these videos, so it's the reason I got to this significant subscriber count. It used to be a garage. My dad and I basically did all the work. It's definitely the opposite of minimal, but that's mostly because we just kept on adding instead of having a vision from the beginning. Love it or hate it, it's a glimpse into my mind, so I hope you enjoy. Welcome to my room. The first thing you'll notice is that there are tons of LED lights. It's how I roll. I kinda like to change the lighting in my room every other day so I can have a new perspective of my surroundings. You got lights under shelves and inside balls that act as vases. There are also tons of posters, almost always Pokemon maps. I love Pokemon maps, and most of these are actually just pre-order bonuses from GameStop, so they weren't big deals to get. Except for the Asone region map, that took a year to make. Other than the Asone map, this is probably the most expensive thing on my wall. I got it at New York Comic Con. I love art that is fragmented between multiple frames. Bold and brash is obviously priceless. I've wanted a Squidward piece since I was a child. I'm very fortunate to have one. They're very rare. Here's my diploma from the School of Visual Arts. It's technically the most expensive thing here, now that I think of it. You'll notice a ton of plushes and figures throughout the room. That's expected from the type of guy who makes a Pokemon YouTube channel. I actually kinda collect elephant statues, so there are a couple throughout the room. It's my favorite animal, and it seems to be also the animal that is most turned into figures, so I'm very thankful for that. I love me some elephants with plants or potpourri on their backs. These bookshelves seem impressive, but they're literally all the books I accumulated in the last 25 years, almost all of which were mandatory from school or college. This Bender figure is actually the first non-Pokemon figure I got. I think my brother got it for me for my bar mitzvah. And then I found these Rugrats figures a few years ago and got them because Rugrats really was the first show I consistently watched as a child. My bed is currently attached to the couch with another queen bed inside the couch. Here's my TV setup with the Switch. This is a Truegreen7 sign that my dad gave to me. It lights up, but I kinda lost the remote. This Pikachu and Eevee plush set was actually given to me by a longtime viewer and a patron of mine. Here's the poster for the thesis film I made in order to graduate from college. So yeah, this is basically the first half of the room. It's the living space, or the entertainment quarter. It's more like 40% of the room though. The closets are shy, no need to look inside them. YouTube gave me this bucket filled with cookies and a sweater for the Game Awards. It's a nice bucket, so I kept it here. Now it's time for the office area, under this loft bed frame from IKEA. This is where the magic happens. I was honestly surprised that everybody gets such a kick whenever they realize from my streams or special videos that I work under a loft bed. I guess it's really cool to have such a cozy space, but I gotta say it does mean that I work 40 hours a week with barely any light. In fact, I installed this light on my door so that when it shines, I put down these blinds and it looks like there's a window right next to me. Regardless, it's a very fragmented space, because this area went through a lot of changes instead of having a set look from the beginning. There used to even be a fridge here. The cable management is also terrible because all the internet and even some electricity for the entire house comes from right here, and it's too late to rearrange things. But let's focus on the good. I constantly rearrange the plushes around me, but I'm very fond of Pokemon plushes that are proportional to their actual size. Very calming to have in front of you while you work. For the same reason, I love having all these fake plants around. I call this side the grass starter section for obvious reasons. I recently decided to print some original Stitch Pokemon designs and use them as wallpaper here. That'll change eventually. I have my various handheld Nintendo consoles below some anime figures. Fullmetal Alchemist is my favorite anime, and I'm a huge Naruto fan. Who doesn't like Kakashi? My brother got me this red Nendoroid, which came with these perfect Kanto starter figures. My sister got me this crystal Pokeball. Now, Aura Guardian, the mad lad himself Alex, sent me this. I had to display it. I put Dialga in this case around the time BDSP came out, and I printed some Pokemon patterns to frame, which I change every other month. I have this Google Home that displays a bunch of comfy Pokemon art as I work. It's honestly my favorite thing here. Probably the best aspect of this franchise is how much happiness these fan art pieces give me. Such a simple joy. I love it. I gotta show off this stream deck that I just got, because I finally fixed the problem that I'm having with my internet, so I'm back to streaming on YouTube. So make sure to click the notification bell or follow me on Twitter to know when I'm streaming. If you were wondering, this monitor is actually the Wacom tablet that I use to draw on. I also displayed the masks I bought from Star Salt on Etsy. I use them anytime I go outside. These Hoenn badges are pretty old. I want to get more updated versions, but they're very nostalgic, since I got them around the first anniversary of the channel. I love displaying Pokemon memorabilia in this fashion. Birdkeeper Toby gave me this Evolution Tree poster a while back. It's proudly hung right here. Now it's time for the loft area. This used to be where I slept, but I gotta say, after 5 years of it got tired sleeping above the ground. Very inconvenient. So I turned it into a nook with a beanbag and some lights that simulate windows. It's my favorite thing in this room. When you sit down here facing the lights, it really looks like you're sitting near windows. Again, you gotta do what you gotta do to bring some light into your life. This was the only area that was entirely planned, so this nice, rustic, but modern, cozy style is what the entire room would have looked like if we had the foresight. I mean, I was a teenager when I planned this room, while I made this part less than a year ago. I mean, these floating wooden shelves are to die for, and this avatar piece by co-creator Brian Konietzko is beautiful. Okay, my actual favorite part of the room are these official posters that look like rock band logos. They were a great deal on the Pokemon Center website. $40 for 10 posters that I change every so often. It's a really cool place to chill while playing some Pokemon. Well, that's pretty much it. I didn't want to drag this out and tell you a story about every single thing that I have here, but I think you get the vibe of my room. Thanks so much for 777,777 subscribers. Here's to a new year where I hit 800k subscribers. This will be a very good year for the channel. I can feel it. Make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed and subscribe if you haven't. Check out all the actual videos that I make and go to the description for the music I used, the t-shirts I made for you guys, my Patreon where you can get cool rewards like seeing my videos days early, which you can also do by pressing the join button. Follow me on Twitter where I post previews of my art and Instagram where I post completed pieces. Bye!